Hi guys, and welcome to Boxing Media Hub. We are proudly sponsored by Falcon Contracting and boxbets.co.uk, the home of sports betting. Please gamble responsibly, 18 plus only. Anyways, we're here for the live watch along between Teofimo Lopez and Jamaine Ortiz. This should be fun. Teofimo, should I say, is 20 fights, 19 wins with 1 loss, which was the George Kambosos Jr., which was back in 2021. He was last out against Josh Taylor, which he won by unanimous decision. As for Jamaine Ortiz, he's 17, 1-1 with 8 KOs. He's 27 years old and was last out against Antonio Moran, which he won by unanimous decision over 10 rounds. And that was back in September of last year. His only ever loss came to Vasily Lomachenko. So believe me when I tell you, this is a live fight. Let's hope it lives up to the hype. And these two lads actually fought in the amateurs, which Teofimo beat Ortiz in 2015. So let's just see what happens. This should be good fun. But before that, let's have a little listen to Beck.
Hi, I'm Beck Connolly. You're watching Boxing Media Hub. Don't forget to subscribe.
Right. We are back. Welcome to Boxing Media Hub once more. If you're in the comments, please hit me up. If I can get to you, I will. We've got SWS Boxing. He's got Teofimo to win, I reckon, but it should be good. I'd agree with you there, Sam lad. I think Teo's going to have this on points, but let's see what happens. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and check out the back catalogue as well, because there's some fantastic content on here. Joel brings it every single time. Right. The fighters are just getting ready to square up. This should be fun. Very, very fun. The referee's just calling both men to the middle of the ring to get this one on the road. And we got Harvey Dock as the official. Not a bad ref. There's worse. Believe me, there's worse out there. I don't mind Harvey Dock. He lets a few things go. Let's just hope for a good bout now, eh? So here we go for round 1 between Teofimo Lopez and Jamaine Ortiz. Let's see something special. Teo's promised something special. He came out as the showman, doing the greatest showman circus act. He had sword swallowers and all sorts in there. Surely he's got to live up to the hype now. Here we go. Right, Jamaine's backing off straight up. Teo's putting him under pressure straight away. Nothing thrown yet.
Oh, cool.
Right, Teo's squaring up with him, but not really throwing anything. No punches thrown as of yet. Just circling each other, sizing each other up. Both men in the centre of the ring. Popping out the jab, but nothing landing. Teo goes for an overhand right, but misses. Jamaine Ortiz looks big here as well. He looks very muscular. Looks in very, very good shape here. He really does. Teo's popping out the jab, crouching, but nothing really happening so far. Round number 1. 1 minute 15 to go. Back in the centre. Teo pops out the jab. Ortiz is just flicking out a jab, but not really going for anything. They're literally just sizing each other up. It's been a round of non-existent fighting. If Ortiz wants to get on top of Teo here, he needs to get in there early, in my opinion. And he's not doing that yet, but we're very, very early into the fight. Teo goes in with an overhand right, but misses. Ortiz counters, misses himself. Harvey Dock steps in to separate. And that's the end of round 1. Sorry, there wasn't much to bring you there. There was not much happening, to be quite honest with you. It was a very timid first round. Both men just sizing each other up. They didn't really throw anything. There was nothing to really commentate on for you there. I promise I will bring it for you. Anything happens, you'll be the first to know. And if you are watching live, jump in the comments. Even if you're not, jump in the comments later. Joel always appreciates and gets back to everyone. He's a top man with top content on Boxing Media Hub. Hopefully, there's 11 rounds to go. It's going to excite us soon. We've got Boxing Learner saying hello. Hello, Boxing Learner. Thank you very much for your comment. What's your prediction for the fight there, Boxing Learner? If you can let us know in the comments, much appreciated. Here we go into round 2. Popping out the jab is Lopez. Oh, Ortiz goes for a couple of good stiff rights and a left and misses with both, but he tried. It's better than nothing. And then he backs off. I think he knows the skill level of Teo, and he knows if he goes too hell for leather, he's going to get caught coming in. Remember, they did fight in the amateurs, and Teo beat him, so he knows he can beat him. Teo split decision, says Boxing Learner. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Teo, UD, or split. It's going to be a Teo points win, in my opinion. Thank you for your comment there, Boxing Learner. If anyone else thinks differently, please hit the comments up. Let us know. But it's just starting to warm up here, this fight. It's just starting to get going. Ortiz is trying to throw some leather now. He's really trying to get in there. Teo just looks cool, calm, and calculated, as he always does. A good shot there by Teo. Jamaine Ortiz is just on the back foot, just getting backwards, just making sure he don't get caught. Lands a good left jab there, does Ortiz. They're in the centre of the ring. They're just hugging in there. Harvey Dock's just breaking them up. No, he lets them fight it out. Ortiz lands a little one on the way out there. Good right jab there. And Ortiz comes in with another right. But Teo lands one back. Teofimo jumps in and misses. Ortiz grabs him up. And Harvey Dock comes in once more to split them up. We're in round number 2 here of 12 with 28 seconds to go. Teofimo Lopez is crouching, looking like he's going for something. Nothing landed. Goes in again, throwing some wild haymakers, but misses. Ortiz lands one back, and that's the end of round number 2. So far, it's not been the most exciting yet, but it's just warming up. I'm going to give that as 2018. And that's the Teofimo Lopez. If you guys have any difference in the comments, please let me know. I think it's just starting to warm up. I think it's going to start taking off soon. We can only hope anyway. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Joel has some fantastic content on here, and he always brings it. Some great interviews, watch-alongs, fantasy fights, prediction shows. He brings it all. And we're just seeing Oscar De La Hoya on the screen, screaming out, I'm assuming, to Teofimo Lopez. I would assume it's a Teo. I think he's saying, let's go. Sam, SWS Boxing has it 1-1. That's a fair comment, Sam, to be fair. I could see how it'd be 1-1. Personally, I've got it 2-0 to Teo, but only because not much happened in either. But we're into round 3. Let's see how we crack on here. Harvey Duck's come in. He's complaining about Jamaine Ortiz, who didn't really do anything wrong, but never mind. They're both popping out the jab. Nothing really happening at the moment. Ortiz rushes in, goes for a shot, but misses. Excuse me. The referee's splitting them up and he's warning Ortiz about hugging, which he wasn't really doing, which is a surprise. Back to the centre of the ring. Lopez flicks out the jab, goes for a good body shot. Ortiz is too slick to be caught with it. Ortiz looks lively here. I wouldn't say he's taking command or anything like that, but he's definitely in this fight. It's not going to be the one-sided Teofimo domination that people thought by the looks of this. Jamaine Ortiz is here to fight and he wants a piece of this. Right, back to the centre of the ring. 1 minute 14 to go. Round number 3. Teo pops out a right hand and misses. Ortiz comes in with a right hand. Teo just ducks back and misses and avoids. They're just posing now. Nothing really being thrown. Teo does throw a punch and Ortiz ducks it very easily. "30 seconds to go of round number 3. Harvey Duck jumps in again and breaks them up. Good shot by Jamaine Ortiz as Teo was coming in. Caught him flush. Didn't do any damage, but he caught him well. Jamaine Ortiz is warming to the task here. He really is. Teo lands a good couple of shots there with the right hand. And that's the end of round number 3. I'll give that one to Jamaine Ortiz. I've got it 2 rounds to 1. Let me know what you're thinking, Sam, SWS Boxing and Boxing Learner. But I have that 2 rounds to 1 to Teofimo. Fans are going crazy about this at the moment. They seem happy with Teo's performance so far. SWS Boxing, Sam says 2-1 Ortiz, good round for him. I agree, it was a good round for Ortiz personally, yeah. But I've got it 2-1, Teo. But I can see how you've got it the other way, matey, to be honest. It could go either way. It really could. Right, we're into round number 4. Lopez Ortiz. They're actually showing a replay from before, which was a bit strange because nothing really happened. But never mind. Right, both men in the centre of the ring. Let's see who goes first. Jamaine Ortiz throws. Teo turns his back and then shrugs his shoulder as if he'd done something wrong. There was nothing wrong with that. He threw and he missed. There was nothing right with it either. The referee almost got in the way. Ortiz is popping out the jab here. Nothing really happening. It's just a steady, slow pace. Someone needs to make this fight theirs and just go for it. They really do. Oh, Lopez jumps in there with a shot. Just misses. Ortiz backs away, but he's not really hurt. Nothing really happening. Back in the centre of the ring. It's Teofimo Lopez who's definitely putting the pressure on at the moment, but not really landing anything of any note. Ortiz is still dancing around, popping the jab out. But it's definitely Teofimo Lopez who's the aggressor. He seems to be on the front foot. He's calling Ortiz over and dancing around. It's almost like he's celebrating whilst doing nothing. Ortiz obliges and starts banging him in the corner. Go on, Jamaine. Jamaine's got him in the corner and he's actually having a go now. He was really angered by Teofimo calling him in. And he's still calling him in, even though that was the worst part of the round there for Teofimo Lopez. I hope he don't let his arrogance get in the way of his skill and cost him this fight. Because we've seen it before, haven't we? We've definitely seen it before with the lad. Cambosis Jr. comes to mind. Anyway, back to this fight. That's the end of the round. I'm going to give that to Ortiz, and I'm going to say 2-2. Lopez was just too busy showing off and didn't do enough to win the round. He was too busy doing all this, summoning him in. Come on, come and see me, come and see me. But then when he came and seen him, he didn't fight back. So what was the point? So for me, 2-2. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, please. Thank you. I think Teo needs to wake up a bit here because this could slip away from him very quickly if he acts like that for the whole fight. But Ortiz had him in the corner. I'm just watching the replay. Ortiz had him in the corner. Had a real good go there. Because Teo was too busy showing off, just summoning him in. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Acting Johnny Big Bollocks. Just pay attention to the fight, innit? And just get your job done. Teo could dance this to a victory with ease, but he's just trying to show off. Anyway, round 5 of 12. Teo's popping out the jab. Ortiz looks the aggressor again. Teo turns his back. Sometimes you can get hurt doing that. At the moment, for me, Ortiz looks like he's in the ascendancy. He really does. He looks the more confident. He's more sprightly on his feet. It just seems like he feels like he's in the better place right now. Teo's just following him around, not really doing anything. He threw a haymaker there with the right hand, but missed. And Teo lands a little popping jab. Nothing really happening at the moment. They're just circling. SWS Boxing, if you're still there, mate, what did you score the last round? Have you got it 2-2 now or 3-1? Please let us know in the comments. Thank you. Ortiz is just ducking and diving at the minute. Teo's throwing wildly, but not really landing anything. Harvey Dupp's come to separate them. Teo's starting to look the aggressor again. He's starting to put the pressure on Ortiz. He's not really landing anything of note, though, to be honest. Ortiz is just backing up. Popping out the jab, but not really landing it. Teo's putting his arms up as if to say, come on, let's have it. But to be honest, he's doing exactly the same thing as Ortiz. They're both doing the same. It's all ego and no boxing. And that's the end of round 5. To be honest, that's a hard one to split because neither one done anything worthy of winning a round. But if I have to pick one, I'll probably go Teo on that one. So 3-2 Teo for me. Please let us know what you think in the comments. Just hope it livens up a wee bit. As I said earlier, Teo did beat Ortiz in the amateurs back in 2015. So he knows his opponent. Usually that's a good indicator that he knows how to beat him. I know the amateur game's a lot different, of course. But it usually gives you that confidence. But he's not fighting like a man who knows he can beat him. And he's certainly not showing it if he does. I expected a lot more from Teo in them opening 4. Let's see what happens now anyway. We're into round 6. I have it 3 rounds to 2 to Teofimo Lopez. But I could easily see it being both ways. He could 3-2 the other way, quite just as easily. Both men back to the centre of the ring. Ortiz is just dancing around and Teo's just basically following him without actually doing anything. Oh, Jamaine Ortiz is in a headlock there by Teofimo, and he throws a couple of cheap shots while he's in there. Nothing really landing of any note. Teo throws for an uppercut but misses with the left hand. Pops out the jab. Ortiz is just circling again, as he's done for most of this fight. Just circling. Ortiz is chasing Teofimo around now, but without throwing anything. Oh, good shot there by Ortiz, but Teo just dances around it nice and easy. Couple of jabs from Ortiz. Oh, good shot from Teo, but Ortiz was quick enough to duck it. Done well. And they're back to the centre of the ring. 55 seconds to go of round number 6 of 12 here between Teofimo Lopez and Jamaine Ortiz. Ortiz popping the jab out. Teo goes for an uppercut but misses. Ortiz is almost running away now. It's just like Teofimo's just coming after him without throwing anything. And Jamaine Ortiz is just running away and then throwing the odd cheap shot on the inside. Very strange, considering he was doing well in this fight, in my opinion. Teo just wants him to stand and bang, which you know he's not going to do. He catches him there, does Ortiz. And that's the end of the round. Teo's complaining about Ortiz, saying that he's running. At the end of the day, both of them was. When Ortiz was throwing at Teo, he was running himself, so I don't know why he's complaining. What can you do, really? You can only fight the man in front of you, and if there's no man in front of you, you can't fight him. Apologies for some strong language, it says on the TV. So the corner's obviously not happy. And that's for Teofimo Lopez. Obviously, I can't hear it because the sound's off, but they're clearly not happy with Teofimo Lopez in his corner. He's not doing anything special. Considering the big walkout. Oh, SWS Boxing's got 5-1 Ortiz. Teo needs to stop showboating. I tell you what, Sam, I would not disagree with that. I've actually got it a little bit closer. I think I've got it 4-2. But, mate, I get what you're saying. He really does need to just stop running around and calling him in and acting like Johnny Big Bollocks. Because it's not doing him no favours. But thank you for your comment, young man. Thank you. Here we go into round 7 of 12. And as SWS Boxing says, he just needs to step up now, does Teo? He just needs to step up and stop taking the mick. He's too busy showboating and he's missing out on winning the fight. Sam has it 5-1. I have it 4-2. But either way, I could see it going either way. Some people could even have it 6-0. There's been no round that's been dominated by either fighter at any point. And if this is what Teo's got, then he's not the level he thinks he is or everyone seems to think he is. Because at the minute, he is bang average. Bang average. Harvey Doc's just called something here and he's having a look at Ortiz about, clash of heads. There was a clash of heads there. Oh, it's a bad cut. A very, very bad cut on Ortiz. He split his eye open. Oh, it's a real nasty bang of heads in round 7. And this is a bad cut for Ortiz. And I mean bad. His eye is peeing right down his face. That could be a problem as this fight goes on. That's going to give Teo a little bit of incentive now to go after it. If he can bang on that eye a little bit and make that bleed enough, the referee's going to jump in. You know Harvey Doc. He'll be straight in there given the chance. I just pray that's not what ends this fight because Teo has not deserved it. Not yet, anyway. He's just showboating without doing anything. He's been very poor, in my opinion. I just hope that's not the end of this fight, that cut. because it was a clear clash of heads. Because it's past the 4th round, it goes to the cards. I would give it to Ortiz, as would SWS Boxing. But being where it is and Lopez who he is, I imagine he'll get the decision nevertheless. But let's wait and see. 50 seconds to go of round 7 of 12, if it reaches there. Ortiz is backing up a little bit now. He knows he's been cut, of course, and he doesn't seem the same fighter. Ortiz tried to throw something but missed. Lopez is now tying him up, and he looks the aggressor now, just Teofimo. Seeing that blood, that claret, has given him a little incentive. And he's going after Jamaine Ortiz now. And that's the end of the round. I'll give that round to Teofimo. So 4-3 on rounds for me. Let me know how you guys have it in the comments. It's just a shame that cut had to happen, to be honest. Because without that cut, Jamaine Ortiz was starting to come good. He wasn't dominating up by any means. He wasn't really getting on top, but he was definitely having a go. But the minute Teofimo seen that blood, it changed his whole demeanour, and he started to get a bit on top. I just hope that's not going to be the end of this fight now. Just getting ready for round 8. Here we go. Jamaine Ortiz against Teofimo Lopez. Both in the centre of the ring, popping out the jab. They're trying to show a replay of the head clash and trying to make out Teo landed an uppercut. That's complete rubbish. It was a head clash, clear as day. There was no chance was that a punch that caused that cut. It was a head clash. There is absolutely no way. Anyway, back to the fight. 2 minutes 12 to go. Round number 8. Popping out the jab is Teofimo. Goes for the body shot. Ortiz just defends and backs up a wee bit. Ortiz needs to just get himself back together now and just go for this. I really think he just needs to go for this again now. I still think he can take this. Teofimo doesn't look half the fighter I expected him to. In fact, I'll go as far as saying he's been flat and boring. Came out to the greatest showman like it was going to be some epic performance. It's been pretty poor. Anyway, I digress once more. Back to the fight. 1 minute 20 to go of round number 8. He is backing up Ortiz, but Ortiz slips out and is back in the centre of the ring. Teofimo's popping out the jab and then went for a hook and missed. Ortiz is just flicking out his arm, trying to find a rangefinder. Nothing really happening right now. Both just dancing about. No one really seems interested. Probably how the fans feel that have paid to go and watch this. Ortiz goes for an overhand right but misses. Pops out a jab. Ortiz is just backing up now. He just seems to be backing up like he's scared because of the cut. Such a shame. But Teofimo's not capitalising whatsoever. He's just following him around without really throwing anything of any notice. He's not really doing anything of any notice here. And that's the end of that one. That round flew by quick considering nothing happened. I wouldn't even know how to score that if I tried. Very, very poor round. Tell you what, I'm going to go 4 rounds all. Why not? At least it makes it exciting for the rest of the fight. It's not been the best fight. It started well, fizzled out in the middle, and it's just, for me, getting very, very boring. So if it picks up, still 4 rounds to go. The championship rounds, as they're known. Here we go for round number 9. Teofimo Lopez, Jamaine Ortiz. Both men still jumping around, full of energy. SWS Boxing, Sam has got it 7-1 Ortiz. Good lad. I hope you're right. I really do, because Teo deserves to lose this. I'm telling you, he really does. Thank you for your comments, Sam. Right, both men in the middle of the ring. Lopez needs to go for this. If SWS Boxing is right, and I hope he is, he really, really needs to go for this. But he just seems to be in poser mode rather than fight mode. I think he shot his load coming out to his carnival atmosphere and sword swallowers rather than being prepared for a real boxing match. Ortiz bangs out a left and a right. Teo wipes his face and goes again, but again goes with nothing because he's not throwing. I've never seen Teofimo Lopez throw less punches. Like, check it. I'm not sure exactly how many he's thrown. But for me, I've never seen Teofimo Lopez throw less punches in a round than he has done in the last 4 or 5. It's pretty pathetic. If you're going to make such a spectacle coming out, at least do what Tyson Fury done to Deontay Wilder and go and knock the guy out. You don't come out to such a big spectacle and then fight like this. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. Anyway, they're putting their arms out. Ortiz has got Lopez in the corner there, but Lopez slips out. I actually thought we were going to get some excitement there for a moment. Oh, Teo's just fell over. And a towel came in the ring, but I don't think it was intentional. There's a towel in the corner of the ring. I'm assuming they weren't throwing the towel in because no one's getting punched. But he did fall over there, Teo. He's going after Ortiz now, but missing wildly again. This is definitely another Ortiz round. Harvey Duck pulls him apart, and that's the end of round number 9. For me, this is slipping away from Teofimo now. It's got to be. If SWS Boxing is right, it's got to be 8-1 for him. I'm going to say 5-4, but I'm being very, very generous to Teofimo. I just found him so boring, I could barely pick one. The crowd seem to be enjoying it, but I don't see how. What are they enjoying? Because nothing's really happening. The slip was probably the most exciting thing to happen since the second round. I am a harsh critic, though, to be fair. I'm a Ricky Hatton fan. I prefer a bit of excitement, a bit of body shots, a bit of, a bit of something powerful. I'm not into this boring, not hitting each other and dancing around pretending you're winning jobs. But again, we digress. Round 10, 2 minute 40 to go. Teofimo Lopez, Jamaine Ortiz. Lopez swings wildly and misses. If you're still with us, FWS Boxing, how did you score that last round? Please let us know in the comments. Both men just sizing each other up. I think Teo might have been told by his corner he needs to do something because he's come out of a little bit of fire in his belly. Thank God. But he really has been very, very poor. Very poor. People who are saying he's going to be the next best thing, they seriously need to watch this fight. Because if he's the next best thing in boxing, I'm sorry, but I'm watching the wrong sport. Because he has been poor. And I mean very, very poor. Diabolical. I thought Adam Azim against Enoch Paulson was bad the other day. I'm praying for that right now. These are meant to be world level fighters. You wanted excitement. The lad on here earlier was the one to watch. What a fighter. Abdullah Mason, absolutely amazing. Got a stunning knockout. Now that's the boxing I love. Anyway, 1 minute, 2 seconds to go of round number 10. Lopez swings wildly and misses. Ortiz throws back and misses too. They're hugging it up in the corner and Harvey Dock breaks them up. Back in the centre of the ring. A right hook there by Ortiz, which misses. Lopez pops out the jab and goes for the right hand, which also misses. 25 seconds to go of round number 10. This 12-round fight, which for me, Ortiz should win. Unless he gets knocked down or knocked out. It's just not been the best, I'm afraid. And that's the end of round number 10. Two rounds to go. It's Super Bowl weekend in America, of course. On Sunday in Las Vegas. The 49ers, I believe. San Francisco. So to anyone watching in America, I hope you enjoy Super Bowl weekend. I know it's the biggest event in the American sports calendar. It's a bit like our FA Cup weekend. SWS Boxing has jumped in with 8-2 to Ortiz. That's a fair comment, matey, and I hope you're right. I just hope they don't do him. I hope they don't do him out of a win. I really do. I really, really hope they don't do him out of it. I've got it 6-4 to Ortiz. I just hope they don't take this from him because Teofimo has not done enough. I don't think he's even come close to doing enough to win this fight. After the way he came out to the great showman and all that, I think it's been an embarrassment. And unless he gets a knockout, people are just going to stop talking about him as a top-level contender. Anyway, back to the fight. Round 11, 2 minutes 40 to go. dancing around the ring. I think Ortiz knows that he's won this fight. He's just dancing around, staying out of range. He knows now if he sees his 2 rounds out, at worst, it'll be a draw, in my opinion. If he loses both rounds, which I can't see happening because Teo's doing nothing. I've been very, very, very disappointed in Teofimo Lopez. I don't know if I showed you that in his comments. I'm pretty sure I have. But my God, he's been poor. Very poor. He's going for it a little bit here, but nothing landing. Ortiz got his number. He knows what he's about now. He's a desperate man. He's a desperate man, swinging for the fences. 1 minute 40 to go. Round number 11. Lopez is circling. Oh, did catch Ortiz on the way in there, but didn't even bother him. Didn't bother him one iota. Teo's dancing around at the minute like he thinks he's winning. Maybe his corner's watching a different fight, because it certainly ain't the one me and SWS Boxing are watching. Because if it was, Ortiz would be the man winning. 58 seconds to go of round number 11. And if I'm not keeping you up with a fight too much, it's because nothing's really happening, I promise you. He threw a hook there, Teo, but that's the first punch he's thrown in a minute. It really has been that poor. Ortiz is backing up, circling. Again, he knows he's already won this fight. All he's got to do is see this out now. He just has to see it out. And I hope he does, because Teo does not deserve to win this. He does not deserve to be spoken in the same names as the people he has been spoken with. In my opinion, of course. It's just a little bit of dancing. Teo throws a jab out but misses. Another one and misses. And the round's about to come to a head. And that's the end of round 11. 1 round to go. And for me, Teofimo Lopez is at least 3 rounds down. They seem to be whispering to Teo, saying that he's got it won and he needs to win the championship round. If my lip reading's any good, they're saying that he's won the championship rounds. I think they're crazy if that's what they're telling him. Because I would say the complete opposite. He's lost the championship rounds and he's lost most of the others. I was very generous giving him the rounds I gave him. I've got it 7-4 to Ortiz. SWS Boxing had it 8-2 before. Probably has it 9-2 now. Let us know if you're still with us, Sam. Well, this is the 12th and final round. And for me, Teofimo Lopez needs a couple of knockdowns or a knockout to even stand a chance here. He really does, in my opinion. He's been very poor. Let's see what happens. 12th and final round. Teo's came out of a bit of aggression. He's backing Ortiz up, which he's done throughout the fight without throwing anything. Is he going to throw some punches? Can he pull out another miracle? Ortiz just needs to dance away and just keep out the way. And I think he's got this. Lopez is swinging. I think he does know. I think they might have told him he needs to do something here. Ortiz popping out the jab, keeping him at bay. Dancing around. Ortiz is dancing like a confident man. Like he knows that he's got this one. And I agree with him. It's not been a fantastic performance by either fighter. But Ortiz has definitely done enough to win this fight, in my opinion. Teo's throwing. Just going wild with some throwing. Not landing anything of note. Ortiz is dancing around, just circling. He knows that's all he's got to do now. Teo catches him with a couple of shots, but nothing of any note. Oh, he did land one there. Ortiz didn't like that. He backed up. Gloves went straight up, and now he's hugging. He did not like that. Why is it taking till the 12th round and a minute and a half in for Teofimo Lopez to start trying to win this fight? That's what I'd like to know. Honestly, I honestly thought he was one of the best fighters out there. After this, I wouldn't even class him in the top 20. And that's the truth. Watch the fight yourself after you've listened to ours, of course, on Boxing Media Hub. But I'm telling you, Teofimo Lopez has been shoddy. And if he does get this win, it's only because of his name, not because of his boxing. In my opinion, of course. 30 seconds to go of round 12. He stands there posing like he's the man in control. No, you're not, Teo. You've been dominated by a lad you beat in the amateurs who you promised to knock out. Let's get it, son. Let's see something. Do something. Instead of posing, throw some punches. This is not look in the mirror night. Both men throwing in the centre of the ring. Harvey Dock steps in, and that's the end of the fight. I don't know why, but he's getting on the ropes. It's Teofimo claiming he's won. He's not won. And if he does win, it is a shoddy decision, because I'm telling you now, if he won 5 rounds, I'm a very generous man. But I'm going 7-5 to Ortiz. You'll have to bear with me while I get the score. Both fights promised a knockout. Neither one of them delivered. But at least Ortiz had a go at times. Teofimo just didn't even turn up. I was very disappointed. Very underwhelmed. He's certainly not the level of fighter I thought he was. And if he does somehow scrape this win, it's not going to change anything. Not for me. I'm just going to have to mute for a moment while I get the scores. Sorry, this is just taking a little bit longer than expected. They're still tallying up the scores, so I won't be long. Sorry, this is taking a real long time, and I don't know why. Because it should be an easy decision, but for some reason it's taken them a long time to figure it out, which is usually a bad sign. Anyway, I'm going to have to mute the mic again and come back with the scorecards. Just another quick note. Teofimo is standing in the ring screaming, he don't want to fight, he just ran. He don't want to fight, he just ran. Is he crazy? He done most of the running most of the night. My God, man, where do these people get it from? Anyway, scorecards coming hopefully soon. This is definitely the longest I've ever had to wait for scorecards. I do apologise for the wait. I will get you the scorecards very soon. Thank you. Hi, and welcome back. I'm sorry about the long wait. It was ridiculous, and the decision is ridiculous. Teofimo Lopez gets the win, and they gave it 117 to 111, which I find astonishing. And then the other two judges gave it 115, 113 to Teo. I find that very strange. Like, I can understand them giving him the win by a point or two. Even then, it's ridiculous in my opinion, but I can understand it. But 117, 111. What fight were they watching? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the watch along. Sorry if there wasn't much to watch along with, because not much happened. But anyway, Bet Connolly wants to say a little something, and I'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Bet Connolly. You're watching Boxing Media Hub. Don't forget to subscribe.